Shalom. Today I'm going to talk about, the union between the name Niger-ia. Because I was talking about the other video where I stopped, and today I'm going to continue, even to it, to make it part 3 about this union, this forced union that the British, by the name of Flora, by the name of the goddess of flower, whose name is Flora, concocted, through the British, because she is nothing but what? That flora of a thing is nothing but what? But the goddess of flowers, and this is what people do not understand. Now, that term Niger-ia was being made in order to do what? In order to forcefully force the Hebrew people to go into what? Into a union, contrary to what? To their agreement, contrary to what they want to. It's just like forcing somebody to do what? To be in marriage with somebody. This is a rape. Now, the British are forcing Flora show. The British are forcing the goddess of flower to be in union. That is, the British, they are doing what? They are forcing their own self, the goddess of flower, to be in union with what? With the Negroes, who are the Hebrews. This is why they termed it, nigger, because nigger is the word that was used to do what? To identify who the Hebrew people are. The Hebrew people are what? Are the people who they call the niggers. Because when you go to Zondervan, it tells you that very clearly that what? That the Negroes are not what? They are not from him. They are not Hampshire. They are not from there. That they are different. So now the people, what they used to identify the Negroes are what? And the Hebrew people are with the Negroes. And now you see that term nigger when you go into the book of Acts of Apostles, chapter number 13. The Bible says in the book of Acts of Apostles, chapter number 13, that there was a man whose name is what? Simon, who is called what? Who is called nigger, Niger. And now this Niger, they called him nigger. Why? Because they knew he was what? He is a Hebrew. He's a Hebrew. So now they use that term nigger to identify a certain people. So now what happened? They added the same name. They added aya even to it, ia. And that ia was the name, was the two word that they used to add to nigger to form the term Nigeria. And now what happened is, when you check the etymology of the term ia, what you are going to discover is this term ia, the individual, the deity that is behind this ia, just as the Negroes are behind the term nigger, the ia, which is a suffix to nigger, the individual that is behind this ia is what? Is the goddess of what? Of flower, whose name is what? Is Flora. So what is happening here is we are seeing a people trying to do what? Trying to force, or trying to do what? Trying to force the Negroes into what? Into an unholy marriage. And that is why you see that what? You see that there was war, during the time of what? Of Biafran war. Because now the niggers, who are the Hebrew people, the Negroes do not want that union with what? With this woman. Now I'm talking about what? I'm talking about that woman that is behind the term ia. This woman that is behind this term ia is what? Is Flora, which is the goddess of what? Which is the goddess of what? Of flowers. And now this woman, they were the ones that did what? She was the actual one that named, that coined When you check the origin, the etymology, the history of that name, Niger-ia, the woman that coined the name Niger-ia, she's been called Flora. And because of this, she's what, this woman is the goddess. She is the god. Her husband is called what? Is called Lord. And she is what is the goddess. Her husband is called Lord. Does that sound something to you? Her husband is called Lord Luga. This is what they call him. And the wife is what is a goddess. So now what happened is this woman is trying to force the niggers, that is the Negroes, to go into an unruly relationship. And this is what has happened. And this is the reason why the nigger, those people who are behind Negroes, who are the Hebrew people, do not want this union. So they fought they fought to do what? To saccade. They fought to go away from this union at during the time of Biafran War. But it's just like something that was, because it was something that was forced on them, so they wanted to go away from it. But it was not that time yet for them to go out from it. And now it is coming back to APAC. Why? Because it is high time for these Negroes to do what? To saccade, because they know this woman Aya, the goddess that is behind Aya, they know that if the Negroes can be able to do what? To saccade from this unruly marriage or unruly union, then that means that is going to be the fall of the whole Western world. Because now because the nigger is what is the male child, the Negro is the male child, whereas IA, which is the suffix, is the female. So the female was the one forcing herself into this union with the Negroes, and the Negroes, who are the male child, do not want this union. So now the Negroes want to do what? They want to saccade, they want to leave, and this is what is going to bring. This is why the Western world do not want this to be, because this is going to be, the Negroes are going to be the male child. And this male child is going to be what is going to open up the eyes of the whole of the continent of Africa. Because all this while that they have been under this woman, the Aya is what is Flora. Flora is being, is the goddess of the flower. You get it? Because when you go deep into this, you will now know the reason why. Even they tell you that name was a coined name. It was something that was actually invented on purpose in order to do what? In order to hide the true identity of somebody. And because of these people, they know what they are perpetuating with this name. They know where they are going to. They are bringing an unruly union. And this time is the time for that union to do what? To break, because the people, the male child definitely had to do what? Had to go. Now when the male child goes, that is the end of this female. That is what this is this is the end of them all. Because what? Because they are doing what? They have been using, through this woman, they have been extracting, they have been taking the energy that belongs to what? To the male child. So now the male child is what is about to saccade. So, and this is why you see that what? At the time when as soon as the Negroes now saccade, as soon as they leave this union, as soon as they leave this union, this is going to be the end of the so-called British colonization in the whole continent of Africa. Not only in Africa, worldwide. Because the only people that are going to give them tough time are the male child. And they know exactly who the male child is. They know exactly who the male child is. This is why they are forcing themselves to be in the union with the male child. And the male child do not want them. But they are always forcing themselves to be in the union. They don't want to go directly, they go through the corner. They coined that name. And they use that name. Since they've coined that name, what happened? They've been perpetuating so much evil through that, you get it? And they use it to do what? To blindfold people while perpetuating their evil. I mean, somebody, you need to get it, I'm here to let you know, that the male child is what is already. They've seen a lot of things that is happening in the galaxies. They've seen that the dead stars are being they are rising. that there's something happening on the cosmos, my dear brothers and sisters. You get it? They know what? That the rise of the male child, the birth of the male child is the end of them all. The woman is afraid. They are trembling. This is why you see a lot of people the Western world are trying to kick against the sovereign nation of Biafra, because this is the male child. This is the male child that is going to stand on its own. You get it, somebody? You need to get this. I need to bring this out, because this is something that has been in me. I need to do what? I need to give you this deep revelation of what is happening. That coin name Nigeria has expired. The term where you see Niger and Aya is two words. The Negroes are the Hebrew people who are behind the term nigger. And now Ia, which is Aya, the etymology, the origin, the one behind that Aya is the goddess of flower, whose name is Flora. And she's the one that tried to use her, because that name Aya is what is the suffix to nigger. It was forced on it. Just the way it happened spiritually. This is what is happening in this physical world. That is why I'm here to do what? To expose and show you people what has happened. I know where I'm coming from, and I know why we are here, my dear, my listeners. So this union has expired. So what happened is this union has to do what is finished. So now the Negroes, the Hebrew people who are behind these Negroes, they had to go. This is why you see what? Soon there will be no more existence of the so-called term Nigeria on what to be imposed on the Hebrews. Because now they are what? They are out. They are out of what? Out of that union. And now they do what? They get married to what? To the woman from Africa. That is Afra. This is why you get the name Biafra. That is to say, when they succeed from this union of Aya, they are going to get married to what? To Afra. And Afra is meaning what? A woman from what? From Africa. I know what I'm telling you. It is